What's up, everybody? GeauxBurns doing a breakdown for the second Sign of the Times Inside Look video. By the way, it's linked below in the description section for you to go check out yourself. You can restore Sammy's bar to its former glory and beyond. So let's see. David Regal, the content lead over at Hangar 13, he's the one who narrates this video. And he talks about the new locations as well as gameplay that we can expect in Sign of the Times. So he talks a little bit more about the Ancelante, touching up a bit of the things that were discussed last week with Ed Fowler. The Ancelante, obviously this mysterious, dangerous cult, have deeply ingrained themselves throughout the city, and you have to pursue them throughout New Bordeaux as well as the surrounding countryside, including their quote-unquote places of darkness, which are abandoned, dilapidated buildings which serve as nerve centers for their gruesome rituals. And as we found out last week, one of those locations is Sammy's bar. And while you're on the hunt for this cult and at these various locations, aka places of darkness, Lincoln Clay will be examining bodies, investigating clues, and discovering secrets that will lead you closer to their elusive cult leader. Now, I got some tweets from you guys over the past few days. You guys have been looking for information, hunting for the achievements, and Ian apparently found this photo. And he says, I found this image when looking for news. It confirms that the lady in white is the leader of the cult. Now, I could have swore I got two other photos sent my way via Twitter. I could be wrong about that. Maybe I'm delusional. Maybe it was the pain meds, you know, from my biopsy a few days ago. But anyways, we do have another image of her from the trailer, which I'll pop up right now. Apparently, according to rumors, her name is Bonnie. I don't know if that's true or not. It could be a completely name altogether, but that's one of the rumors from you guys. Her name is Bonnie, the elusive cult leader of the Ancelante, also known as that lady in the white dress that we have seen a few times in the artwork for this DLC. And she's down there at the very bottom. Yeah, that's supposed to be her, even though she looks a little bit more attractive down there. I don't know. But anyways, so along with Bonnie, the leader of the Ancelante, her cult will sacrifice everything, including themselves, in order to stop Lincoln Clay. But the good news is, Lincoln Clay has some new things, some new toys at his disposal, like a new ability. The slow-mo shooting, which is very similar to Michael's slow-mo in Grand Theft Auto 5, or Marston's Deadshot in Red Dead Redemption. So slow-mo is nothing new in games. It goes all the way back to, what, Max Payne, probably a few other games as well. So the cool thing is, you go into slow-mo, and I don't know if it's because you happen to be fighting the Ancelante and maybe you're tripping out on something when they drugged you. It's giving you this, you know, unintentional like side effect to where you can't actually go in slow-mo with the shrooms or the LSD or whatever the fuck you're on. So anyways, like if you do headshots, it actually extends the slow-mo meter. So if you want to keep the slow-mo going, you can just, you know, pop them in their heads. Another thing that we're going to get to play with, another toy I'm really excited about, is throwing knives. Yes, we get throwing knives in Mafia 3. And, like, in the video, Lincoln basically wrecks these three mobsters. He just knives one behind a telephone booth. Then he takes out the other one pursuing him. Then before the third one has a chance to do anything about it, boom, he's on the ground as well. So these throwing knives are going to be quite lethal in Sign of the Times, and I'm very excited about throwing knives, even more so than the slow-mo ability when it comes to shooting. And I think this is going to be an additional thing that you unlock after you complete Sign of the Times, very similar to bounty hunting in Stones Unturned, as well as, you know, the the little marijuana operation at the end of Faster Baby, yeah, with what, MJ? I think this is going to be something that you are able to do post Sign of the Times. Rebuild Sammy's bar, which obviously was destroyed by Sal Marcano, you know, whenever he betrayed Sammy and the Black Mob, leaving Lincoln Clay for dead, burning the place to the ground. So in Sign of the Times, you'll be able to rebuild the bar. And you're also going to be interacting with a new character, Lily, who is Sammy's sister. She's back in town, and she has a mind to restore the bar to its former glory and beyond. So you're going to be able to rebuild Sammy's from the ground up. You're going to start with the basic renovations and eventually unlock new rooms, decorations, as well as new missions based on your progress. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that pans out. Will Sammy's prove to not only be this new venue for you to make additional money in the game? Will it also be new living quarters for Link and Clay as well? I guess we'll find out when Sign of the Times arrives in 1 week from now. By the way, it'll be available on the Season Pass for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. And most likely, don't quote me on this, it's probably going to be $15 US if you just want to purchase the DLC by itself, because that's the same price that it was for Stones Unturned and for Faster Baby. So I'm guessing it's going to be $15 US for Sign of the Times. And yes, I will be Let's Playing Sign of the Times starting next Tuesday. Hopefully, just hopefully, it'll be out and available, you know, around the same time as it is everywhere else, because with Stones Unturned, we had to wait till like Tuesday evening before we finally got our hands on it as season pass holders on the Xbox One. So hopefully Hangar 13, Take-Two, Microsoft will remedy that issue and we won't have that sort of problem again. That would really suck if that was the case. But hopefully we'll all be able to play Sign of the Times when it drops Tuesday, July 25th, the third and final expansion for Mafia 3.